Welcome, everyone. My name is Kamlee Tram, and I'm the Programs Manager with City Parks Alliance. Thank you for joining us today. I'm joined by Frank Acosta, the Conference Coordinator, Gideon Berger, our Program Director, and Lily Stevenson, our Communications Manager. Today, we'll be sharing about the Greater and Greener Conference, including practical tips so you feel informed, confident, and excited to register starting February 9th and attend this June 13th through 16th in Austin, Texas. We'll cover registration basics like how to register a group, session types, and the overall schedule, plus helpful tips for on-site, including what to wear, what to bring, and how to explore and enjoy the city. We will also discuss the many ways to network and have impactful conversations with peers in the urban parks world. After the presentation, we'll have time for a Q&A. Before we get started, please note these tech reminders. Please leave yourself unmuted when not speaking. During the Q&A, use the hand raise function in the reaction icons to let us know you have a question. When you are called, please turn on your video and microphone to ask your question, and then please turn off your video and microphone after asking your question. If you would like to not be on camera, please enter your question in the chat. And please note that this session will be recorded. Now we can get started. Greater and Greener 2026 Austin, Texas is presented by City Parks Alliance in partnership with Austin Parks and Recreation and the Trail Conservancy. It will take place June 13th through 16th, 2026. Greater and Greener is a value-packed opportunity and is the only conference dedicated to exploring the full potential of parks as city building tools. It's a conference for doers from government, nonprofits, and communities who are using the power of parks to create more sustainable, vibrant, and equitable cities. Austin will have an exciting mix of indoor sessions and outdoor experiences. The highly curated agenda will set the table for cross-sector dialogue with others doing hands-on work. This year's program will be immersive, energizing, and innovative, focusing on the issues that you face daily in your work. We'll dive into navigating funding challenges, building resilient cities, and creating healthier and more equitable communities. You can look forward to educational sessions led by park leaders and innovators, outdoor exploration in Austin's diverse parks and green spaces, countless networking opportunities to build relationships beyond the conference, and hard-hitting and honest conversations on how to realistically navigate challenges for cities today and in the future. Early bird registration is open from February 9th to April 5th, so mark those calendars. City Parks Alliance members also enjoy member discounts for the conference, along with additional benefits throughout the year, including access to a multi-sector network of leaders across public, private, and nonprofit sectors, exclusive programming, including webinars, workshops, and park study tours, peer learning and networking opportunities, information about federal grant opportunities, and innovative tools and resources like reports, research, plans, policies, sample agreements, and more in our Park Resource Library and Funding Hub. We recommend becoming a member now and save at Greater and Greener. You can find more info at cityparksalliance.org. Frank will now start us off with the conference schedule.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for your patience. My name is Frank Acosta, and I'm the lead conference coordinator for the 2026 Greater and Greener Conference. Greater and Greener takes place over 4 consecutive days, from Saturday the 13th to Tuesday the 16th of June. Conference registration will begin on Friday, June 12th at 3 p.m. The Austin Marriott Downtown is the conference hotel and venue. Before we take a deep dive into the schedule, I'd like to break the conference down into programming blocks to make the conference structure a little easier to understand. The first block is what I call outdoor learning, and this is where we use Austin as our playground and our classroom. Outdoor learning comes in 2 forms: weekend tours and mobile workshops. Weekend tours, offered on both Saturday and Sunday, are activity-oriented gatherings to showcase Austin's parks and programs. In consideration of the higher temperatures in Austin in June, tours will begin early in the morning with abbreviated durations while still delivering fun and value. This year, we are also offering evening tours on Saturday. If you're planning on participating in a tour, we recommend completing the on-site registration process the day before. Weekend tours are add-on options or ticketed events and carry an additional per tour fee above the base conference registration fee. Weekend tours are capacity limited and early registration is encouraged. Should a tour reach capacity, you can add your name to a wait list should there be a cancellation. Also, on Sunday, we offer our Volunteer Service Day. This event allows conference attendees to participate in a refurbishment/cleanup of a local park, leaving a lasting impact on the city of Austin. Volunteer Service Day is included in your conference base fee. Mobile workshops are offered on Monday and Tuesday. They enhance our outdoor classroom experience. They are 3 hours in length and tied to a conference educational track. There are no add-on fees to participate in mobile workshops, but they are limited to one per registrant on Monday or Tuesday, but not both. The second block is educational sessions that take place in the conference venue. Gideon will go into detail on these in just a little bit. On Sunday, you'll have an opportunity to register for one or two skill building workshops or the Sunday seminar. These sessions are capacity limited add-on programming, which require an additional fee. On Monday and Tuesday, in addition to the mobile workshops, we offer a number of panel presentations and peer conversations. These educational sessions are offered in 3 time blocks on both days. Our keynote and plenary session, along with our Mayor's Forum, complements the indoor experience. The final block is what I call networking opportunities. We have planned a number of these for you throughout the conference experience. On Sunday, we're thrilled to offer our Conference Essentials Gathering free of charge. In this session, we will review some of the material and give you a chance to buddy up. Also on Sunday, join us for the opening reception at the Palmer Center, which is included in your base registration fee. On Monday and Tuesday, start your day networking with our walk and talks. Walk and talks are not a tour, but you will be exploring while out and about with a local resident in Austin and a City Parks Alliance board member, and they are free of charge. Then look for our networking breaks, including our popular ice cream social and our popcorn social. These will take place in the exhibition hall, where you can then network with peers and visit our exhibitors and look at all their amazing products and services. Monday evening, we will host our exhibitor happy hour, offering light fare and good company. And finally, please plan on joining us for the closing reception at Waterloo Park. I know this is a lot of information to digest, but now you can see how we put together Greater and Greener. And when you see the schedule, now it'll all make hopefully more sense. So when you register for the full conference experience, here's what's included in your fee. Volunteer Service Day on Sunday morning, the Conference Essentials session on Sunday afternoon, the Sunday opening reception, breakfast on Monday and Tuesday served from 7:30 to 8:15 in the exhibition hall. If you have dietary needs, please indicate that on your registration form. It also includes our educational sessions, which is panels and peer conversations, keynote plenary sessions, the Mayor's Forum, and one mobile workshop. Networking breaks are throughout the day. The exhibition hall happy hour, that's a mouthful, is offered on Monday, and the closing reception on Tuesday. So with the full conference registration, you will have access to register for a weekend tour, our skill building workshops, and our Sunday seminar at the published add-on rates. On all conference days, lunch and dinner is on your own. We will provide dining options for you in the conference app. At our receptions, we offer light food and beverage, and while for some that's enough, for others you may want to consider a light meal. For weekend tours, please plan on eating a meal before the tour starts, unless a meal is noted in the description. So now I'm going to turn this over to Gideon Berger for more about programming.
Thanks, Frank. I am going to walk you guys through the actual programming at the conference, give you a quick summary of it. As you heard from Frank, over the weekend, we have our weekend tours on Saturday morning, Saturday evening, Sunday morning, and Volunteer Service Day on Sunday. But I want to take a minute to talk to you guys about our educational programming indoors on Sunday as well. Now, these are ticketed events, so they cost extra and they are capacity constrained. So there's a set number of seats, and there's three of them. There are two skill building workshops, which I'll describe in a moment, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And there's also our Sunday seminar in the afternoon. Well, the Sunday seminar is sort of like a super panel. It's 2 hours as opposed to our hour and 15-minute regular panels on Monday and Tuesday. There's more speakers and there's more time for audience Q&A. The topic at the 2026 Greater and Greener is going to be parks as drivers of commercial districts and economic development. And the ticketed price will be $35 for members and $50 for non-members. So that'll be from 2 to 4 in the afternoon. And we also have our skill building workshops, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. These are interactive 3-hour courses for parks leaders to build core skills and leave with practical tools to enhance your work in urban parks. Now, the workshops can accommodate between 50 and 65 participants, and they are ticketed at $65 for City Parks Alliance members and $95 for non-members. Now, for the first time ever, we're actually offering two of these. The one in the afternoon, which will be from 1 to 4, is part of our regular workshop series, which we do virtually as well as at Greater and Greener. And it's open to all attendees. And the topic is empowering the community through authentic engagement. So participants who attend this will learn key concepts and actionable strategies with real world examples and collaborate with your peers to explore practical applications and next steps in your work. And that's done through breakouts that we have at small groups. A new workshop offering we'll be doing in the morning from 9 to noon, which is specifically for new and aspiring urban park agency leaders, intended to help them have a greater impact in their communities with a shorter startup period and leave a lasting culture that can continue to have an impact under successor leadership. These participants will explore and map systems that they operate within, uncover opportunities to utilize and extend their networks to amplify their impact, and figure out how to collaborate across elected representatives, public servants, nonprofit partners, and community leaders with diverse agendas and perspectives. So that will be in the morning. So that's all of the ticketed programming that's happening on Sunday indoors, in addition to the weekend tours and volunteer service day. I also want to talk a little bit about our special events, because that's Sunday evening. Our opening reception is really kicking off the conference for everyone, included in your base registration. That's going to be at the Palmer Center across the river from our conference hotel. And you'll enjoy a great view of the Austin skyline and get to mingle with your peers. And Frank talked about the refreshments and food that will be there as well. Similarly, on Tuesday evening, we have our closing reception. This is going to be at Waterloo Park on Tuesday night. It'll be worthwhile to come and celebrate the great conference with all the new and old friends that you made at the conference. So the receptions are a blast, a great chance to meet folks and celebrate the conference when it closes out on Tuesday. I'm going to talk a bit about the programming on Monday and Tuesday outside of those special events. So we have general sessions. We have our concurrent sessions, our panels and our peer combos, and the mobile workshops that Frank talked a little bit about just before. Our general sessions are Monday morning. We have a welcome event from our hosts in Austin. And the afternoon, we're going to have our plenary. On Tuesday morning, we're going to have our keynote speaker. And on Tuesday afternoon, we're going to have our traditional mayor's forum as well after the lunchtime at about 2 o'clock. So those are the big general sessions that everyone will be attending, 2 each day. And then in the morning, there are 2 slots, educational sessions, including panels and peer conversations and mobile workshops. And in the afternoon, after the general sessions, there's also an educational session for panels and peer conversations. So panels, what you're probably used to at other conferences, they include a session moderator and up to 3 presentations on a related topic. It's followed by audience Q&A and discussion. We often encourage the speakers to get up, leave the podium, and go to 3 corners of the room to allow you guys to have a more interactive and interpersonal conversation at our panels. We also will be having peer combos at all of these sessions as well. Now, peer conversations are smaller, they're more interactive sessions. They're set up with round tables, so you have the option for group breakout discussions. And these are limited to between about 35 to 60 participants. In our peer conversations, there's typically a short presentation with a discussion leader, followed by opportunities to ask questions, share ideas from your own work and challenges from your own practice. And again, they're very interactive and less formal, and people really, really seem to enjoy them. Some peer conversations are limited to specific types of practitioners and require verification to be eligible. So you'll see those requirements listed in the session description. And when you sign up for them, you'll be automatically put on a wait list and then notified when admitted by the session organizer. So you just want to check to make sure you're eligible so you don't waste any time signing up for one that's not the right fit when you could sign up for another session at that time instead. And as we mentioned, on Monday and Tuesday mornings during the two educational session blocks where there are panels and peer conversations, there also will be our mobile workshops. These are included in the base registration. They're educational outdoor learning opportunities. They take place in that 3 hour window, and you'll be visiting a site outside of the hotel, meeting and learning from local practitioners and stakeholders in Austin. Now, for the first time at Greater and Greener, we're limiting folks to one mobile workshop. And this is because they often fill up quickly, and we want to try to ensure that everyone has at least an opportunity to get into one. There'll be about 25 that we're offering, 12 on one day and 13 on the other day. And with that, on programming, I will hand the mic over to Camly to talk more about the networking opportunities at the conference.
Thanks, Gideon. So meeting new people and reconnecting with old friends is one of the best things about Greater and Greener, and we have plenty of networking opportunities to take advantage of throughout the conference, some that Frank have already mentioned. Conference Essentials is a new program that we're doing for people new to the conference or who are attending the conference alone or without a team. In that session, we'll be going over the conference in more detail and setting aside time for mingling and networking. It's a great place to start meeting people and to make a friend to go to the opening reception with, which is happening right after that session. If you can't make it to the Conference Essentials session on Sunday, there will also be a speed networking session on Monday afternoon. It will be a facilitated session with prompt questions to really get to know your peers. It's a perfect time to meet others and compare notes from Monday's programming and even make dinner plans that night. The exhibition hall happy hour is a great time to talk to people and visit with our unique exhibitors and chat with them about their products and services. With 42 exhibitors, you will have enough time to visit with each one. And if you're interested in talking to these exhibitors for further opportunities, they can scan your badge for follow-up. There'll also be light food and beverages. Of course, throughout the conference, you have the opportunity to meet in small group with others at walk and talks, weekend tours, and mobile workshops, and we highly encourage you all to make connections with those in your group. The City Parks Alliance Lounge is a space to decompress during the conference where you can recharge metaphorically and literally. We'll have charging stations for phones and laptops, but you can also use this cornered off space to have chats and conversations with others. We have a robust conference app that is perfect for reaching out to people. You'll want to make your own profile with information so that people can find you. And then after that, you can search people you've met after having an in-person conversation, and you can share contact info or resources. And we'll also encourage you to reach out to people that you haven't talked to in person yet, but perhaps they're from your city or region or someone that you saw speak and you just want to connect with and talk to later. I'll pass it back to Frank to talk about travel and hotel.
Thanks, Camly. So Greater and Greener will take place at the Austin Marriott Downtown, which is our conference hotel. We've secured a special rate of $279 per night for single or double occupancy. This rate is available only until May 20th at 5 p.m. Central Time, and rooms are limited, so we encourage you to book early. To reserve your room, visit our Travel and Hotel page on the Greater and Greener website and click the Book Now button and complete your reservation. We highly recommend to use the Book Now link on our website. About 4 weeks before the conference, we will release the Greater and Greener mobile app. The app will include a detailed map of the conference hotel, session rooms, and the exhibition hall. Be sure to download it once it's announced by email. If you're flying into Austin, Austin Bergstrom International Airport is just 20 minutes from downtown. Taxis, ride shares, and shuttles provide easy access to the hotel. You may also arrive by train on Amtrak's Texas Eagle, which is a scenic and environmentally friendly option. If you're driving, valet parking at the hotel is available for $69 per day plus tax. And nearby self-park garages can be found on apps such as Spot Hero or ParkWiz. Considering the daily expense, you may want to carpool with others near you. And now I'm going to turn it back to Camly.
If this is your first time attending Greener and Greener, you might have additional questions, so we'll just go through them rapid fire. So what is the dress code? Greener and Greener is unique. You'll likely be spending a good amount of time outdoors, but the overall dress code for the conference is just casual to business casual. Keep in mind that summer in Texas can be very, very hot. We plan weekend tours and mobile workshops to take place in the mornings when temperatures are cool. But if you plan to attend any outdoor sessions, including walk and talks, be sure to wear clothing that can withstand hot weather, such as shorts and t-shirts, or clothing with moisture wicking fabrics. You also want to wear shoes that can withstand long walks on potentially arduous terrain. The opening and closing receptions will both take place outdoors as well, so plan for potentially hot weather for those special events. All that being said, the conference hotel will have air conditioning, so plan to bring layers for the cooler indoor temperatures during educational sessions. What does someone pack for the conference? As we said earlier, it is extremely important to be thoughtful about packing the right clothes for the sessions you will be attending. Our outdoor programs are rain or shine, so will only be delayed or canceled in severe weather. So be sure to check the weather forecast before packing and plan to potentially pack rain gear like a rain jacket, umbrella, or poncho. It will be hot and sunny in Austin, so we highly recommend also packing sunscreen, a hat, a portable fan, and a reusable water bottle. The main conference hotel will have plenty of water bottle filling stations, and on the weekend tours, we will also have water available either on the bus or on the route. You will meet lots of people in the urban park space and network, so don't forget to bring a large stack of business cards, and I'm sure you'll be getting business cards back, so you also bring a business card holder. We will have numerous charging stations in the Alliance member lounge, but you may want to bring a external phone battery that can be useful in case you need to charge your device on the go or in a session. A last note is that it will be allergy season in Austin in June. So if you are sensitive to expect to spend time outdoors, make sure to pack allergy medication. We talked about this a little bit, but what to budget for besides the base cost of registration. If you're flying into Austin, you should expect to cover the cost to and from the airport. And if you're traveling to Austin via train, you'll also need to cover the cost to and from the train station. If you're driving to Austin, you do need to cover the cost of parking at or around the conference hotel. As we discussed earlier, some meals are not included in the cost of the conference, so you will need to cover the cost of meals for lunches and dinners on Monday and Tuesday, and all meals on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, unless stated in the session description. What will the weather be like? Again, you can expect that it's going to be very, very hot. We can't emphasize that enough. Please bring your reusable water bottle and drink water throughout the day. Stay hydrated and cool. But another note that if you're participating in outdoor sessions, please think about your own personal abilities and limitations when it comes to high heat. And what is the conference app? Frank mentioned it earlier, but that is going to be your go-to resource for Greater and Greener. It will include the hotel map, a directory of attendees, and programming details. You can find all of the session information there, including where each session will be held, and it will also give live updates on programming departure times. We'll send out an email a few weeks before the conference to download the app, and we recommend you go ahead and download the app ahead of the conference so that you can update your profile with contact info so people can connect with you and you can peruse all the conference offerings. Now I'll pass it to Frank, who'll get into the details about registration.
Thanks, Camley. All right, that was a lot, but now let's put it into practice here. So, how do you register for Greater and Greener? So, it's easy. It really is. You go to our Greater and Greener website, and you're going to see a button that says register. But before you register, go to our website, look at the schedule at a glance on the Greater and Greener website. This year you will have the ability to favorite or heart the sessions that you're interested in. This will create a favorites list that you can reference during registration. So when you're ready, click register to open the registration portal in a new tab. The first thing you're going to be asked to do is choose your registration type. So I'm going to help you with that. The first one is member. So this option is for existing City Parks Alliance members, and they will receive a discounted rate along with year-round benefits. The next option is non-member. Non-members pay a higher rate, which is an incentive to join City Parks Alliance, which you can do during the process, unlocking member discounts and exclusive programming. International attendees, for those living outside the US, this option offers a discount off the non-member rate. And then emerging leader is a special rate for professionals 35 or younger at the start of the conference, working at least part-time in the urban parks field. So when you select your appropriate path, you will be led to the registration page where all the fees are preloaded for you. So the first thing you want to do is complete the first 2 pages, which is basic information. If you're registering more than one person, this becomes a group registration, and we'll get into that in just a little bit, and you can act as the group administrator. Choose your conference pass is the next thing you'll need to do. So the full conference pass covers all 4 days and most activities. Single day passes are available for Monday or Tuesday, but not both. Monday attendees can add the Sunday opening reception for an extra fee, and Tuesday attendees can add the closing reception for an extra fee. Then select your sessions from your favorites list. Some sessions have limited capacity, so be sure to register for those early. Panels aren't capacity limited, but selecting them helps us plan. If you receive an error message during the process, double check that you haven't accidentally selected overlapping sessions or mobile workshops on both days, and you'll need to correct that to continue with the registration process. Step 4 is just to note any ticketed add-ons like weekend tours, which require an additional fee. Step 5, review your agenda, and it's easier to make the changes now before you hit submit. And then the final step is payment. Enter your payment method and apply any discount codes before submitting. And some folks will have them, like scholarship participants, sponsors, or exhibitors. If paying by check, your payment must be received within 30 days after you register, or by June 1, whichever comes first, or the registration may be canceled. So I want to talk quickly about group registrations. So group registration allows you to register multiple people and generate one invoice. The group administrator may or may not be attending. Just be sure that the section is filled out so confirmation and invoices are sent correctly. Each attendee and the group administrator will receive confirmation emails. If you add more people later, those registrations will be invoiced separately. Again, it could still be a group, but it will be a separate group invoice. We recommend having everyone select their sessions and any weekend tours during registration just because they fill up. So on that note, I am now going to pass this back to Camley.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks
Oh.
so much for your patience with our technical difficulties. We are now going to move into the Q&A portion of the call.
There are a couple of items in the chat. Lily, is that where you were going? Okay.
Yeah. Will this information be sent to us via email? Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, we will be sending this information via email, including the full recording. We will also have a Conference Essentials webpage on our website where you can review all of this information and more. So if you have any further questions, you can also email us. We have a contact us page on our Greater and Greener website. You can also contact Frank directly. The email is coordinator@greatergreener.org. Let's see what else. When will registration be opened? Registration opens to the public on February 9th, which is on Monday. So be sure to mark your calendars for Monday, February 9th. Last year, our conference sold out. So we really encourage you to register early and make sure you have access to all of the sessions that you want to attend. Sessions fill up really fast. So be sure to register as soon as possible. This question, Gideon, I think is for you. What type of
Yeah,
criteria are used to evaluate eligibility requirements for educational sessions?
sure. I'm not sure, Bobby. I may ask you to unmute, but there's maybe two different things you might be asking about. One is, I don't know if we had mentioned much about the CEUs that are available for the conference. Every panel, every mobile workshop, and the Sunday indoor programming, the two skill building workshops and the Sunday seminar will be eligible for our CEUs, as well as we'll be applying to APA for continuing maintenance for AICP certification for those. So there's that eligibility requirements for CEUs. But this question may be specifically about the small group of cohorts that are limited to who certain groups of practitioners. And I can um, mention that right now, we're planning on 8 of those at the conference. And just to be less mysterious about it, so it's more clear, I will share with you some examples of what those are. Let's see, here we go. All right, so the cohort peer conversations for specific groups, there are some that we've done in the past and some new ones at this conference. So for example, one of them is our Funders Learning Network, which is really open to specifically to sort of larger national and regional philanthropies that do parks funding. There's going to be two different cohort peer conversations for citywide, what we call citywide park nonprofits. So one is really going to be geared towards more mature citywide park nonprofits, maybe that have been operating for several decades and have a large budget, staff of, a big staff and more capacity. And then there's going to be one for new or emerging citywide park nonprofits. There's a number of new nonprofits that have gotten into this space in the last decade or so. So a conversation geared for similar organizations. In a similar fashion, we're going to be having two different peer conversations for conservancies and individual park nonprofits. So one is really geared towards more mature conservancies and individual park nonprofits that have been around for some decades and um, have more capacity, more staff, and bigger budgets, and are sort of moving into taking on more and more responsibilities, versus one for new or emerging conservancies and individual park nonprofits and maybe been around for a decade or less, are starting out, are starting to grow and expand, and want to share experiences and advice with each other. For the first time, we're planning on having a peer conversation for mid-sized to smaller cities. These are cities with populations of under 250,000. And we'll be having some park agency directors help facilitate and moderate those peer conversations. And then we also are going to, for the first time, have a peer conversation cohort of what we call tweener park nonprofits. There are some park nonprofits that maybe don't have a big city or regional portfolio, but are bigger than just dealing with one individual park. They may be a downtown bid that manages several downtown parks. They may be organized around a body of water, a greenway system, and have a linear park that they take care of. And these group of tweener park nonprofits are kind of different from both the conservancies and the citywide park nonprofits. So we wanted to make some space for them to get together and share advice and stories and challenges with each other. And then we will likely also be doing a peer conversation cohort for practitioners of color at the conference to share experiences, challenges, and advice with each other, as well, with some local parks leaders of color in Austin kind of hosting and helping to facilitate that discussion. So those are the right now we're planning for 8 of these cohort-based peer conversations. Again, they're capacity constrained. They're limited to folks who are actual peers of the discussion leaders, and they'll be happening throughout the conference. So hopefully that is helpful.
Awesome. Thank you, Gideon. Frank, we have some questions for you, so I'll start reading them off. When will the session listing be released for review?
So we have revamped our website to include some of these additional features. I am hoping that the conference schedule will be available within the next 2 weeks. That is what we're hoping for.
Okay, great. Our next question is about transportation to and from workshops/events that are away from the Marriott. How do attendees get to and from those events?
Okay, so for our weekend tours and for the receptions, based on the kind of tour, because we do have some tours that are walking tours, but we will provide transportation. In the hotel, in the exhibition hall, we have dedicated an area called the Transportation Hub. There you will find people holding lollipop signs with the name of your tour. So you just gather with the group, we'll scan your badge, and then we will lead you out to the coaches. So for the most part, yes, transportation to anything we're doing is provided.
Great. And how many attendees are we expecting at the conference?
This year we are projecting 1,300.
Great. This is a follow-up to our earlier question. When will the lineup of speakers be available?
I can jump in there, Frank. When the website when registration opens, we will have all the sessions listed with descriptions, and we will probably have about maybe 40% or so of all the speakers at the conference. I'm expecting well over 200 speakers at the conference. And right now I have information from a little over 100 of them or so. So we'll be adding more and more of those folks on a rolling basis as we get their information. The folks we had a whole RFP process for sessions and speakers. So the session organizers submitted and included all the biographical information, and that's what we've been gathering to put up on the website. And over the next few months, Camley and I will be working with those session organizers to confirm who all the rest of those panelists and facilitators will be at all of those sessions. So you'll have this discussion leaders and the moderators and sort of the key speakers initially, and we'll be adding to them. So, a little less than half, but it's a large number. And as you continue to check the website, you'll see more and more and more of those folks. Again, organized by session. We also should have a speakers page that will break down general sessions versus panels and peer combos versus all the weekend tours and mobile workshops with those tour guides as well. And I have to say, there's a lot more information for this conference that exists when registration opens than most that I attend professionally. So we try our best to give you guys as much info and be as transparent as possible about who the speakers are going to be and what the sessions are about. Some of the general sessions, just because of the nature of the higher profile of those folks, we won't get official confirmations from them until closer to the conference. So the keynotes and in some cases the plenaries. But we will know what those sessions will be about generally. So we'll share that information. And then usually we send an email blast when we can confirm those people, so you all know who's going to be who's going to be speaking at the general sessions too.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Gideon. Back to you, Frank. We have somebody on the call who would like to attend with their wife. So would this person need to register as a group, or what would be the best way for them to sign up?
So with a full conference registration, you have the ability to bring a guest. And I do want to clarify what a guest is. So with a guest, the guest feature allows the guest to attend weekend tours, the opening and closing receptions. So it's a small add-on fee, and then if you participate in weekend tours, they would pay the published rate. Guests may not attend our programming and receptions in the conference space. So it's really weekend tours and the opening and closing receptions. If the spouse is planning to attend educational sessions, then you could either register separately or create your own small group.
Great. Gideon, I think this
Yeah,
question is for you. What is the programming on the last day, which is Tuesday, June 16th? Should
great.
they get return flights on that day or plan for staying until Wednesday?
Yeah, great question for planning, Keith, and trying to figure out your hotel dates as well. Um, so I should have mentioned that there are 42 panels and 41 peer conversations. So in each of those educational sessions, there's one in the early morning, one in the mid morning, and one in the afternoon on Monday and Tuesday. So 6 educational sessions. We will have 7 panels and 7 peer conversations in each of those. There is one double session peer conversation. That's why there's only 41 total peer conversations. So that's 83 educational sessions that are going on, all with all those speakers. And yeah, Keith, there will be um, the same program on Tuesday as on Monday. So all of those, choices in the morning for those 2 sessions, 14 different possible panels and peer conversations and mobile workshops during that time as well. The general session, the keynote in the morning, the general session in the afternoon, the mayor's forum, and then in the late afternoon, that final educational session with a choice between 7 panels and 7 possible peer conversations, and then the closing reception. So really. The conference goes until Tuesday afternoon or evening if you want to go to the closing reception as well. So, Austin is in the middle of the country-ish, in Texas. Um, and depending on how late you could get a flight home, you might want to go back Tuesday night. But for many people, particularly maybe on the East Coast, they may want to stay till Wednesday to get their return flight home if they don't want to miss any of the programming. And the entire program will also be scheduled when registration opens, so you will be able to see which sessions are offered at which time slots as well to help make that decision.
Great. All right. Well, I don't see any other questions. If anybody does have any other questions, please put them in the chat now. All right. And if not, and you think of another question, like I said, feel free to contact us on our website. We have a contact us form, greaterandgreener.org, or you can reach out directly to Frank. His email is coordinator@greatergreener.org.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us for this session and for all of your thoughtful and valuable questions. We look forward to welcoming you to Greater and Greener in Austin, Texas, this June 13th through 16th. Another reminder, registration opens in less than 2 weeks on Monday, February 9th. We do anticipate that the conference will sell out, so be sure to register early, and that way it guarantees you access to the workshops, tours, panels, and conversations of your choice. To get updates and notices about registration opening, please sign up for our email newsletter at cityparksalliance.org or follow us on social media at City Parks Alliance. Like Lily said, feel free to reach out with questions at coordinator@greatergreener.org or use the contact us form on our website, greatergreener.org. This session is recorded and we'll put it up on our website very soon. Thank you, and we hope to see you there.